The occupiers opened fire on civilians 11 times in the Luhansk region over the past 24 hours. They shelled the communities of Severodonetsk, Lysychansk, Popasna, Rubizhne and Kherson. As a result of the shelling, people were wounded and houses were destroyed.
We have 2 partially destroyed houses in Severodonetsk, 2 in Lysychansk, and 3 more in other communities of the region. 4 residents of the Luhansk region were wounded. In the evening, 3 officers of the Rapid Operational Response Unit of the Regional National Police received shrapnel wounds after the shelling of Lysychansk by the Russians. During the day, the invaders intensified hostilities among the entire line of combat in the Donetsk and Taurid directions. Enemy is carrying out assault operations in the area of Zarichne settlement and is trying to attack with forces up to a battalion in the area of the Rubizhne settlement. Defensive battles against the enemy continue in the direction of the settlements of Novotoshkivske and Popasna. With the support of artillery, the enemy continues trying to carry out assault operations in the area of Marienka settlement.
At night, the occupiers fired at Slovyansk, Donetsk region, presumably with cluster bombs. Residents are being urged to evacuate.
The night passed restlessly. The city was shelled. They were probably cluster bombs. Fortunately, there were no casualties. The damage is being assessed now. We are evacuating. We are not stopping.
Kharkiv and the region are still under enemy fire. Only in a day, the regional center was shelled about 50 times. As the head of the Kharkiv Regional Military Administration, Oleg Sinegubov, said, the enemy uses multiple launch rocket systems, Grad, Smerch and artillery.
Artillery hit the city center, again Oleksiivka, again Zhukovsky district, again the Kharkiv tractor plant, the avenues again. These are exclusively residential areas, residential neighborhoods. Unfortunately, there are wounded. Unfortunately, there are those who have been killed. When a projectile hit a car directly, there were civilians driving through the city. 2 people have been killed on the spot.
The city authorities ask residents of Kharkiv districts, which are under constant enemy shelling, to evacuate immediately. Meanwhile, the Russian invaders continued shelling the liberated part of the Kherson region and the border villages of the Kryvyi Rih, Dnipropetrovsk region. Residents are unable to leave. Enemy disrupts evacuation.
The occupiers detained the head of the column, the head of the Novovorontsovka United Territorial Community, Volodymyr Marchuk. In violation of the ceasefire agreement and international humanitarian law, the invaders fired on the positions of our troops from multiple rocket launchers and mortars, while the Green Corridor was still operating.
Одночасно ворог посилює угруповання.
The enemy is also strengthening the grouping of troops in the Zaporizhia direction. Logistical support measures for the occupying troops are underway. In the Yuzhno-Buzhansk direction, the enemy continued to show units of the defense forces, tried to conduct reconnaissance in force in the Trudolubivka area, suffered losses and retreated to previously occupied positions.
The Russian occupiers continue to suffer losses in all directions. Only in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions, the defenders of Ukraine repelled 10 enemy attacks in a day, destroying 6 tanks, 8 armored vehicles, 15 vehicles and 4 artillery systems. 9 drones, 3 helicopters and the same number of planes were shot down. Reported by Marina Stepanenko, Mariana Dmitrenko, UATV News.